Minister Masagos.
Chairman, I thank members for the suggestions on ways we can enable Singaporeans to keep healthy and build strong families. Health, like education and housing, is foundational to the well-being of a family. When families are healthy, they can thrive, support their seniors, and enable their children to flourish and reach their fullest potential in life. This is why over the years we have strengthened our policies to build strong and healthy families. MOH has been building an integrated ecosystem to support children and their families across the health and social domains. We are further enhancing it through the Child and Maternal Health and Well-being Strategy. We have begun the effort to enable families to access cross-domain services at a one-stop community node near their homes. Last year, I announced that we were piloting this program, which we call Family Nexus. I'm pleased to update that the first Family Nexus pilot has since been rolled out at our Tampines hub. Since November last year, families with young children living in the East have been able to access health services and parenting programs close to home at FemNex at OTH. Over the next few months, a wider spectrum of services and programs for families will be added on, with more partnerships forged, providing holistic support for families. For example, the father can bring his elder child to the library for reading programs while waiting for the mother and their newborn child, who are receiving support on recommended childhood developmental screening and lactation support from Family Nexus. The family could attend parenting programs organized by Family Nexus before enjoying a meal at OTH or participate in family-oriented sport activities by Active SG. One such family who has benefited from the Family Nexus support is Madam D and her family, who reside in Tampines. The FemNex at OTH team noticed that her children frequently hang out at the community space. With the help of the volunteer from the Family Service Center, Madam D was connected to the FemNex team from SingHealth and shared her concern on the health conditions of her children, including her observation that one of her children might be slower in development. The FemNex community nurses followed up with a comprehensive health assessment for her children with the support of a pediatric nurse from KK Women's and Children's Hospital, and provided Madam D with guidance and know-how to better care for her children's health conditions. This includes educating her on the right medication to manage asthma for one of her children, working out a plan to support her children's development, and equipping Madam D with educational resources and visual aid to guide her in monitoring her child's behavior and symptoms. Madam D has also attended parenting workshops to pick up relevant parenting skills. With the support from FemNex at OTH and other partners, Madam D is now more confident and equipped to care for children aged 2 to 18 years old. Integrated hubs like FemNex at OTH will be rolled out to more sites across Singapore, at Choa Chu Kang and Punggol, supporting more families. Family Nexus at Sembawang will also be ready when the new Sembawang Polyclinic opens at Bukit Canberra later this year. Chairman, we also continue to roll out mother-child diet services at our polyclinics nationwide, enabling more children and mothers to benefit from services such as vaccination, childhood development screenings, breastfeeding and lactation support, and maternal mental health screening. Parents and children can receive support concurrently at a single session without making multiple trips. Today, there are 9 polyclinics which offer mother-child diet services, an increase from the 2 polyclinics a year ago. We will roll out these services to several more polyclinics by the end of this year and are ahead of our target to scale these services to 14 polyclinics by 2025. We are investing more in upstream measures to help families keep healthy. This is in line with Healthier SG effort on preventive health. To improve the health outcomes of our women and children, we are going upstream, starting from as early as the pre-conception stage, ensuring that couples are supported throughout the different stages of their parenthood journey. In addition, to ensure that we address emerging issues and trends in a relevant manner, we need to adopt an evidence-based approach and be informed by research. Findings from local studies such as GUSTO, Growing Up in Singapore Towards Healthy Outcomes, have shown that maternal depression and anxiety affects the brain development of the fetus, which could give rise to vulnerability to mood and anxiety disorders in the child's later life, as well as their readiness for school. This is not a foregone conclusion, fortunately. Early identification and intervention will help. I'm glad that hospitals and professionals are tapping into this evidence-based finding in designing services and resources. Last month, KKH, together with the College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists Singapore, launched the Prenatal Mental Health Guidelines. These guidelines provide comprehensive advice to better address maternal depression and anxiety during the preconception and antenatal and postnatal phases. These guidelines are readable and I encourage all, from family physicians, general practitioners, to social workers and couples themselves, to reference them. Early detection of diseases is key to enable timely intervention to achieve good health outcomes, which is why we have encouraged our residents to take up the appropriate health screening programs. Similarly, early identification and intervention are key to support maternal mental health. Hence, I'm pleased to learn that KKH has implemented the Psychological Resilience in Antenatal Management, or PRAM, since last December. Under this program, all pregnant women receiving outpatient obstetric care at the hospital can access universal antenatal mental health screening and will be referred to the necessary care if they have depressive symptoms. Through these efforts, families will be supported in keeping healthy through the various chapters of their lives. We will empower parents, providing them with more evidence-based resources and practical help to raise healthy and happy children. Our children today grow up in a world of digital services. However, the best practices on the use of such devices are not always clear. I can understand that many parents would be concerned to learn that studies such as GUSTO show that early passive screen use for young children, especially those under 18 months old, has been associated with poorer language skills and shorter attention spans when the children are in primary school. To provide more practical help to parents, I'm pleased to launch the Advisory on Screen Use for Children aged 0 to 12 years old. The advisory has been developed by an expert panel comprising professionals from healthcare, social and educational sectors. It provides useful tips such as for parents to be role models, for positive screen use behaviors, and set boundaries on screen use with children. We hope that it will be a helpful guide for parents, educators, and more. We share the same view as Dr. Wan Rizal that we need to do more to support fathers. The role that fathers play in early childhood development may not be well known, but it is no less important. Studies such as SG Leads show that fathers play a sizable role in the development of child's self-regulation and ability to delay enjoyment. This refers to the ability to defer short-term enjoyment for longer-term gain, an important predictor of ability and academic achievement. Hence, it's important that we support the mental well-being of fathers too, to keep them well. I'm glad to share that NUH will be extending its mental health screening and support to fathers of children and husbands of women under its care. Besides parents, we'll also leverage existing natural touchpoints, such as schools and preschools, to do more to give every child a good head start in keeping healthy. We'll be enhancing school health and preschool health programs to provide a more comprehensive and holistic school health package for students to foster good, healthy habits from young. More details will be announced together with MOE and MSF later this year. Ultimately, we want to empower families to take charge of their health and enable families to flourish. We recognize that some families may need more support. For such families, a single health event can be destabilizing. Early detection and intervention will prevent small issues from snowballing into larger problems later, keeping families on an even keel and helping them achieve stability, self-reliance, and ultimately social mobility. I agree with Mr. Xie Yao Chuan that we can do more to integrate health and social services to provide more holistic support for lower-income families. We have made progress. Today, public healthcare institutions are in partnership with social service officers, or SSOs, to jointly support lower-income residents in their region. For example, Changi General Hospital, or CGH, community care staff, and SSO officers work together as one team at SSO at Bedok. When families come to SSO at Bedok for financial assistance, CGH community nurses take the opportunity to assess their health needs and provide support such as advice on recommended health screenings. Clients with health concerns are referred to the community nurses who are stationed on-site at SSO at Bedok and who will liaise with their primary care doctor if there is a need. For those who are unable to make a trip down to the SSO, the community nurses visit them at home together with the SSO officers to offer support and help. We are also improving lower-income families' access to health promotion programs. Last year, HPB worked with community partners such as People's Association, M-Cube at Towns, and Comlink to proactively reach out to low-income families with young children, supporting them with resources and encouragement to facilitate healthier lifestyle choices, such as buying groceries with healthier choice symbol and engaging in regular physical exercises. This year, we'll be enhancing efforts to support lower-income families through 2 regional pilots in collaboration with social agencies and preschools, supporting these families in accessing health services and providing wraparound support for both parents and children. This involves redesigning the care model and services around these families, facilitating health and developmental screenings, equipping preschools and social agencies to identify and refer at-risk preschool children for further assessments, equipping parents through home visits, and fast-tracking referrals for medical appointments where needed. In the Northeast region, SingHealth will lead cross-domain and multi-agency efforts to support children from low-income families through the Project Home. These efforts will build on the efforts of existing programs like Kickstart and Comlink. Healthcare agencies like Sengkang Hospital, KKH, Punggol Polyclinic will partner My First Campus preschools, as well as social services centers, the SSOs and family services centers, to jointly support case management of children under 6 years old. A similar pilot will be rolled out in the West by NUH through the Heads Up program. NUH will partner Care Corner and PCS Sparkle Thoughts preschools in the West. These pilots will provide deeper insights on how we could further strengthen cross-domain collaborations to better support lower-income families. If they are proven effective, we will explore scaling them nationwide to benefit even more families. With Healthier SG, we expect this collaboration to be further deepened, particularly with polyclinics and primary care networks. Last but not least, we are also enhancing support for caregivers who are the cornerstones of our family's well-being. Like Mr. Jarrell Giam and Ms. Carrie Tan, we recognize that caregivers play a significant role and must be supported well. The government has enhanced our support for caregiving for families over the years. In 2019, we introduced the Caregiver Support Action Plan that outlined key initiatives in the area of financial support, respite care, caregiver empowerment, workplace support, and care navigation. Last year, we shared more initiatives to recognize caregivers' contributions and ease their burden when we debated the white paper on Singapore women's developments. MOH has recently enhanced the Home Caregiver Grant, HCG, to further defray the cost of caring for seniors and those with disabilities. From this month, those who are eligible will start receiving enhanced payouts of either $400 or $250 per month, up from the current $200, with more support provided to the lower income. This already covers households earning up to the median income per household member. As Mr. Ong shared earlier, we are also taking steps to further improve affordability for those receiving care at home as part of the holistic shift for healthcare services to be more premises neutral and care-centric. For those taking care of very frail seniors, there are around 60 nursing homes which offer residential respite care. Others could tap on various subsidized elder care services, such as home and daycare services for respite. For those families with lighter caregiving needs, MOM has earlier shared that it will expand the scope of the HSS, Household Services Scheme, to provide basic child minding and elder minding services. This will offer an additional option for families. More details will be shared by MOM at a later time. There have also been suggestions to enhance family care leave. Beyond legislating leave provision, it is more critical and sustainable for caregivers to be provided with family-friendly work environments to help them balance work and caregiving responsibilities. We'll continue to enhance efforts to support a more family-friendly work culture, including promoting flexible work arrangements. We're also enhancing support to persons with disabilities and their caregivers in building an inclusive Singapore, and we will share more about our plans later during MSF COS. In closing, healthy families lay a foundation for a strong society. We want to empower families to sustain their health through the chapters of their lives, making it easier for families to access services and enhancing support for caregivers, adopting a preventive health approach to better support fathers, mothers, and their children, maximizing their well-being and helping their children achieve their fullest potential in life, creating a Singapore that's truly made for families. Thank you.
Order. Propose to take a break now. Order. I suspend the sitting. I will take the chair at 4 p.m. Order. Order.